Hello everyone and welcome to the class. Today we're going to continue with our series on idioms. Okay, so yesterday we took a look at some phrasal verbs and today we're continuing that with our series on idioms. So we have about 12 idioms that we're going to look at today. We're going to look at example sentences to try and find the meaning, and hopefully some of them you'll know already and some of them will be new to you. You'll enjoy learning some new ones and of course helping out your classmates if they have some questions. Okay, so we have Alessandro. Hi, how are you?
Hi, fine, thanks.
Very good, very good. Nice to see you. Where are you from?
I'm from Italy. I'm
Okay,
Italian.
wonderful. Is this our first time to meet? Have you been in my class before?
First time in your class and second time in Verbally.
Ah, excellent, excellent.
Yeah, I'm
Is
very
this your
excited.
first day?
I'm very excited of this service. Yeah, it's very good.
Wonderful. Well, I'm happy that you're here. I hope that your second class can be as good as the first, and I hope you'll enjoy it, okay? Excellent, excellent. We also have Hamza. How are you? Yes, we can hear you. How are you?
Can you hear me? I'm fine, thank you.
Very good,
You?
very good. I'm excellent. So where are you from, Hamza?
I'm from Turkey.
Okay, excellent. Nice to have you. Are you new as well?
Yeah, it's my first in welding.
Oh, very good, very good. So we have two newcomers. Hopefully maybe we'll have even more, but I hope that you enjoy this class. Okay, Hamza?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so of course for those who are watching, right now is our premium period. So those of you who are premium members or who have reservations can go ahead and join now. And in just a few minutes, everybody will be able to join. So if you're watching, just wait for that green button to turn green, and you'll be able to enter the class in just a moment. And I think the time is now. You can join now if you are waiting, and we'll get started in just a moment. So again, the class is about idioms. We're learning 12 new idioms, and in just a moment we will introduce everybody, maybe share an idiom that you've learned in the past, and we can learn from each other. Okay? So it looks like our classmates are coming in. That's good. We're going to start with Alessandro. Would you tell us, introduce yourself to the class, and tell us an idiom that you might have learned recently?
Starvation. Starvation. It's a new term. It's a new idiom that I learned in the previous class.
Okay, what does that mean, starvation?
Starvation is the extreme hungry, is the poverty, no?
Mm-hmm. Right, right. Okay, so starvation, you're so hungry that your body is eating itself, right? Okay, excellent, excellent. So let's see, we have Alejandro. Welcome, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Very good, it's nice to see you again.
Okay, me too.
Okay, so tell us where you're from and tell us if you've learned an idiom recently.
Yes, I'm from Spain. I'm from Madrid. Yes, I learned a lot of idioms because I have weekly English classes, and every week we learn an idiom and a phrasal verb. And there is an idiom that I like very much. I like very much. It's to get along. To get along.
To get along. And what does it mean? Tell us what it means to get along.
To get along, it's you when you get along with someone. It's you are very close to someone, or you are very same things that someone else.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. To get along with someone, to be close to them, or to be friends with them. Okay, yeah. Excellent, excellent. Let's see. We have Amanda. Welcome, Amanda. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Very good, very good. Where are you from?
I'm from Brazil.
Okay, excellent. And what idiom would you like to share with us today?
I think you don't know any idiom yet.
Okay, no problem. I'm sure at the end of this class you'll have learned at least a few, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, excellent. And let's see who we have next. Next we have Emery. How are you, Emery?
Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. There you are. Okay, excellent. Nice to see you. So where are you from, Emery?
I'm from Turkey, and I'm trying to find the topic right now.
Yes, we're talking about idioms. So here in just a moment, we're going to start our class on idioms. But right now, we're just getting to know everybody. And if you would like to share an idiom that you've learned recently, Emery, with the class, you can.
Okay.
So have you learned an idiom recently?
Exactly, no.
Sorry, can you repeat? Okay, maybe you'll want to say, oh, he left us. Hopefully he'll come back. Okay, let's go next to Hamza.
Recently, maybe knock someone off. Knock someone off, it means kill someone.
Oh, to knock someone off. I hope you don't have to use that one very often, Hamza.
I hope to.
Okay, very good, very good. And let's see.
Audrey, just a suggestion that can you write these idioms in the chart in the chat so we can see them written.
Sure,
Right.
sure. So if you could maybe write the idiom that you shared with the class in the chat, and that way everybody can see them. I'm not going to write them just because I have a terrible memory and I can't remember. But hopefully everybody else can remember which ones they said. Okay, so let's go next to Jose. How are you, Jose?
I'm fine, teacher. Thanks for asking. What about yourself?
Very good, excellent. Nice to see you. So tell the class where you're from.
I'm from Colombia, teacher.
Okay, perfect. And have you learned an idiom recently?
Yes, play it by ears.
Yes, to play something, to play it by ear. What does that mean?
It's me when you don't know what you're going to do, and you are waiting that something happen to decide if you are going to go out with your friend or you are going to stay at home. Is that, teacher?
Right, so you don't have maybe a specific plan, you'll just play it by ear. You'll see what happens, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. If you would write that in the chat, just so everybody can see that one, because that's a good one.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. We also have, let me see, Jose Miguel. Are you there? I think your microphone might be muted. So you might need to click on the microphone icon above the chat. Should be a red button. Are you there? Okay, we'll come back to you in just a second. We have Philippe, or is it Philip?
Philip,
Are you there?
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. How are you?
Okay, that's not my real name, but my name is Lorenzo. I think I have to change that. Can you hear me correctly?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, so it's Lorenzo, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, excellent. And where are you from, Lorenzo?
Italy. The middle of
Okay,
Italy.
very good, very good. Like Alessandro, right?
Right, near Florence. I live near Florence.
Okay, perfect. And have you learned an idiom recently, Lorenzo?
Yeah, a person who is on cloud nine, meaning that he is very happy.
Okay, very good, very good. That's a good one.
So I have to write that one.
Right, if you could
this
write
one,
it in the chat, that would be helpful.
Yeah. Okay, okay. All right then.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And let's see, we have Servet. How are you, Servet?
I am good. How's your
I
weekend?
didn't recognize you. I didn't recognize you because you changed your picture. But it was good. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us where you're from.
I am from Turkey. Idioms, I would say maybe to have your hands tied. Maybe.
Okay, to have your hands tied. What does that mean?
If your hands tied, it means you have nothing to do. If you're like not. You are in a difficult situations, and you have no choice. You have nothing to do.
Right, right. So your hands are tied. You can't do anything because your hands are tied, right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. And lastly, we have Wal. Welcome, Wal.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
Very good. It's nice to see you. You were in the class yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So tell us, Wal, where you're from and if you've learned an idiom recently.
Well, I'm from France, from the south, Marseille more precisely, if you know it.
Okay, very good.
About idioms, I know one, which is sleep on it.
Can you say again?
Sleep on it.
Oh, to sleep on it. What does it mean to sleep on it?
It means give me some time, I will think about that thing, and I will give you the answer later.
Right. Perfect. Perfect. So you can say, let me sleep on it, meaning let me think about it. Give me some more time. Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Excellent. So if you could type that in the chat so everybody can see that.
Okay.
And we'll get started. Okay, so thank you everyone for sharing your idioms. It was good to hear the ones that you thought were most interesting. So now I'm going to share my screen and we'll go through the presentation. And again, we're just going to take turns of reading these sentences. And when it's your turn, try and think about what the meaning is looking at the example sentence. So even if you've never seen it before in your life, try and look at the context and figure out what it means. Okay, so we're starting with this one. And if you're new here, you might want to click on my screen at the bottom. Okay, if you click on my screen at the bottom, it will keep my presentation up on the screen. Let me post the link also in the Verbling chat just in case. Okay, but let's start with Alessandro. Would you read us this one? The first one is all walks of life.
People from all walks of life vote for it, but still lost the presidential. It would mean that people of different classes, of different contexts, will vote.
Right, exactly. So in this case, people from all walks of life, just like you said, people from different classes, different backgrounds. Sorry?
From different contexts, different class of social class, different social class, different histories. No.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, so people from all walks of life. Does everybody understand this one? All kinds of different people.
Yes.
Any questions?
In what sense? What kind of people? Different kinds of people? Different style? Different wings? Left wing, right wings, or anything else?
Usually this one is referring to their background. So it means that they have maybe different social class, different history, different stories. Usually it's talking about what they've been through, how their life has been.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So it's not usually, again, it's not usually about how they look, how their appearance is, or how they wear their clothes. It's usually about what kind of life experience they've had.
Perfect. It's clear.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions? Okay, let's go to the next one. And of course, at the end, we'll have some time to review. So be thinking if you have any other questions. But let's see. Alejandro, would you like to read this next one?
Yes. To be at each other's throat. They were constantly at each other's throat before they got a divorce.
Okay, so what do you think it could mean, Alejandro, to be at one's throat, to be at each other's throats?
I think to argue for the content.
Perfect, perfect. To be at each other's throats is to be constantly arguing.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So that one you didn't know, but you looked at the context, right?
Yes, for the context only.
Yes, and that's perfect. That's perfect because this is what we need to do. As we're going along in life, we see a lot of new phrases and we try to decipher what they mean. Okay,
it's a very good one.
Right, this is perfect. To be at each other's throats means to argue. Okay, any questions about this one?
Pretty clear.
Okay. Let's go to the next. All in a day's work. Hamza, could you read this one for us?
Okay. All in a day's work. Talking to famous celebrities is all in a day's work for some Hollywood reporters.
Okay, very good. So what do you think this one could mean? All in a day's work.
It's I'm not sure.
Okay, no problem. Think about the context. Talking to famous celebrities is all in a day's work for some Hollywood reporters. So there are some reporters in Hollywood that do this every day. What do you think?
I think it's usual things.
Right, exactly. So it's something that's normal, something that they usually do.
Everyday action, kind of.
Right, exactly. So this is not something that most people do, talking to famous celebrities, but for these reporters, it's all in a day's work. It's normal. Okay, excellent. Any questions?
Does it have a specific use or could be used with any other task?
It could be used with any other thing. So in this case, it's talking about famous celebrities, but it could be anything else, any other kind of thing that might be unusual to some people. It's normal for some others.
Right.
So can anybody think of another example of how to use this one? What else might be all in a day's work for some people?
Chasing alligators.
Right, that's a good one. Okay, so most people don't chase alligators, but maybe for Crocodile Dundee, it's all in a day's work. Okay, perfect. Let's go to the next one. Okay, to get on the bandwagon. And we have Jose, could you read this one?
Okay, to get on the bandwagon. Maybe it's time to get on the bandwagon and buy an iPhone. All my friends have one.
Okay, very good. So what do you think to get on the bandwagon?
Teacher, I'm not sure, but maybe a day or a grade. I'm not sure.
Okay, no problem. So think about that last part. All my friends have one. All my friends have an iPhone. Maybe it's time to get on the bandwagon. Any ideas?
Common?
Okay, it could be something that's common. Anybody else have an idea what it might mean to get on the bandwagon?
To be in fashion.
Follow the fashion.
I guess to follow the other people, because the bandwagon probably goes in one direction and everything you put on it goes the same direction. And if you get on the right wagon, you will go to the same direction with the rest of the people.
Right, exactly, exactly. So it doesn't have to always be about fashion, but it's just following the other people, doing something because it's popular. Okay,
Could
so
it
in
be
this
used?
case, go ahead.
Could it be used with the same meaning as "go with the flow"?
Right, to go with the
As
flow.
going
It's
with
very
the flow.
similar. Right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe if all your friends have an iPhone, you can go with the flow and get an iPhone as well. Or you can get on the bandwagon.
Okay, can you say to follow the trend?
Right, to follow a trend. Okay, good synonyms. Any other questions? I see, Jose, in the chat, you asked about a cart. We don't typically use a cart. We say a bandwagon, okay? So it's just this specific idiom that we use, bandwagon. We don't say to get on the cart. Okay? Good question, though.
What's the real meaning of bandwagon?
Bandwagon? You know, I can't really tell you. I don't really know what that means.
Okay,
But
okay.
maybe there were wagons that the bands would travel on. I don't know.
Okay. No problem.
Right, I think some of these are so old that we don't really know where they came from. But
Perfect.
that's a good question. Okay, but you can imagine, just like Servet had explained, if there's a wagon, everybody's getting on it, and it's all going in the same direction. So if you get on the wagon, you're following the trend.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, let's go to the next one. And our second, Jose, is your microphone working? Yeah, we can't hear you. Make sure that red button is not on, that your microphone's not muted and burbling. Okay, so just let us know if you get your microphone working. We'll be waiting. Okay, you might want to leave the class and come back, and maybe it'll work then. But let's go next to Juan. Would you read us this next one, a basket case?
Okay. A basket case. Susan was a basket case the entire week while she waited on the results.
Okay, excellent. So imagine Susan is waiting for these test results, and she was a basket case while she was waiting. What does it mean, or what do you think it means, Juan? A basket case.
I suppose she was very nervous, no, about the result, and this expression show more or less a stressful situation or a stressful feeling, no?
Right. So she was a basket case. She was extremely nervous, like you said. She's very nervous. She's kind of going crazy. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
So, perfect. A basket case means to be extremely nervous or to be kind of going crazy. Okay? Any questions about this one?
You can use this. Can you use this word or this expression only with people, or in a situation, or you can use this expression in situations too?
In this case, we use it only for people. Okay, so we say a person is a basket case because they're very nervous and they're kind of going crazy. But we wouldn't use it to describe situations, just for people.
Okay, only for people. Okay, thanks.
Right. Okay, very good question. Did you have a question, Lorenzo?
Yeah, because I can't really figure out the meaning of the image. I don't know. I can understand the association with the basket case and being nervous.
Okay, so where it comes from, maybe?
Yeah, because I understand it in the context of the phrase, but I can get the image. I don't know if
I don't know. I don't know where this one comes from as well. To call somebody a basket case, I can't tell you what it means.
It sounds strange to me.
Yes, and it is strange. I don't see why a basket would mean that you're nervous, but this is how it's used. So again, some of these have known meanings or known origins, and some of them we don't quite know where they come from. Right.
Okay.
So I'm sure, Lorenzo, there's an excellent story to answer your question, but I have no idea what it is.
Okay.
Okay. That's a good question.
I'm satisfied. Yeah.
I will try to, if I know the origin for some of these, I will try to tell it to you. Okay.
Okay.
But very good question. Any other questions?
I was going to say the same. It's very, very strange.
Yes. I think while we're continuing with the class, I'll try and figure it out. So I'll be over here looking for the origin of this term, and if I find it at the end of class, I'll let you know. Okay?
That will be a good exercise.
Okay, excellent. But at least we know what it means, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, very good. So let's go to this one, to beg to differ. And Lorenzo, would you read this one for us?
Okay. John thinks Lil Wayne is a very talented artist, but I beg to differ. I think it means that thinking otherwise, I guess, is the meaning of the idiom.
Right. To think otherwise or to disagree about something?
Disagree, yeah. Well,
Perfect.
the simple one, yeah.
Right, you could say it either way, but perfect. To beg to differ, to think otherwise, or to disagree. Okay, perfect. Any questions about this one?
And you use this expression, beg to differ, is commonly used, or is something strange?
Is it commonly used? Was that the question?
Yeah.
It is commonly used. Sometimes it's not always used with younger generations. It might be a little bit older thing to say. So maybe teenagers won't use this so much, to beg to differ.
Okay.
But it is common for adults, older people to use.
Okay.
Okay, good question. Any other questions? Okay, next we have to break even, to break even. And Servet, could you read us this one?
To break even, Mishael thought he would lose $200, but he ended up breaking even.
Okay, he ended up breaking even. So what would that mean? Any idea?
Maybe he didn't lose and he gained some things. Maybe like, I don't know. It's not so clear, but probably it's opposite of losing something. It's about gaining, but
okay, you're on the right track. You're close. Anybody else? What would it mean to break even? Any ideas?
It's a financial expression, no?
Mm-hmm.
When you
To be broken?
No profits, no loss, no. You don't gain nothing, but you don't lose nothing.
Right, exactly.
No?
So in this case, he thought he would lose $200, but he broke even, meaning he didn't gain anything or lose anything. So maybe he invested in something. He was hoping to make money, but he didn't make money, but he also didn't lose any money. Okay, so it's to break even. You're even with your investment.
Can I ask you if the meaning is close to getting even?
To get even with a person?
Yeah.
It is similar.
Maybe in another context, but they are very similar. I remember because it's the title of an album. So.
Right, they are similar because if you think of that word even, it means kind of equal. Okay, so in this case, you want to break even, meaning you want your expenses to be equal with your profits. That means that you're even. And in the case of getting even with somebody, it would be getting equal with them. So maybe they did something to you and you want to do the same thing to them so that you're even with them.
Okay.
Audrey, I don't know if I understand well the sentence. Michael thought he would lose the $200, but finally he didn't lose anything.
Right, exactly. So we want to say that he didn't gain any money, but he didn't lose the $200 that he thought he would. Okay. And like you said, that word or that phrasal verb ended up, to end up means at the end or finally, after everything, he broke even. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, let's go to the next one. To break it to someone. Wal, would you read this one for us?
Okay. To break it to someone. I had to be the one to break it to you, but your wife has been cheating on you.
Okay, so what do you think it could mean to break it to someone?
Maybe to report bad news to someone.
Perfect. Okay, so if you say, I hate to break it to you, it's a lot of times used with that phrase. I hate to break it to you, or I hate to be the one to break it to you, but here's some bad news. Okay, excellent. To report bad news. Any questions?
Always is in the same order the word to break it on, to break it to?
You mean, does it always have to be in that order?
Yes, it always have to use it.
Right, you can use it or you can be more specific. So you could say, I hate to break the bad news to you.
Okay.
Okay, but it has to be in that order. To break it or to break the news to you.
Okay.
Okay, good question. Any other questions? So again, like I just said, you can be more specific with this one. You can say it, and that just means any kind of bad news, or you can add something instead of it to be more specific. Okay. And let's go to the next one. To cash in on, usually something. To cash in on something. Adela, would you read this one for us?
Yes, to cash in on something. The actor wants to cash in on his popularity of opening a restaurant. This is used more or less is to use your popularity to realize, to do, or to open the restaurant. Is no?
Okay, yeah, so in this case, he wants to use his popularity to open this restaurant, but what does it mean to cash in on it?
I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. You're very close. You're very close to the real meaning. Does anybody else have an idea?
Make profit.
Right, perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. To make profit. Okay, so that's the key. To cash in on it, you use something to make a profit. So instead of just being popular, he wants to cash in on his popularity or make a profit from his popularity by opening a restaurant.
Teacher, I have a question about this. It's we use this verb only when we're talking about financial profit. For example, if my friend go with his car to another city and I want to go with him, uh, can I use this verb to express the idea to obtain not financial profit?
Okay, yeah, sometimes you can use this one kind of figuratively. So it's typically used for a financial profit, but you can use it maybe for other things. For example, maybe if you did something for your friend, you did a favor for your friend, and now you need something from them. So you're going to say, I'm going to cash in on that favor. So right now I want something from you, some kind of profit. It could be another favor. It doesn't have to be financial always.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, excellent question. Other questions?
Is same to capitalize or no?
Right, it's very similar to that, to capitalize on something, to cash in or to capitalize. Okay. Any other questions? Next, let's go to this one. Come to think of it. Come to think of it. Okay, this is an expression. Alessandro, would you read it for us?
Can't think of it. Hey, can't think of it. I do a sleeping bag you can borrow.
Okay, what do you think? Come to think of it. What do you think in this context it might mean?
Can borrow. I don't know the meaning of borrow.
To borrow. What does it mean to borrow?
Borrow is to share, no? Borrow.
Right, it's something like to share.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a sleeping bag to borrow, it means you want to use it for a short time and then give it back. Okay, so you're going to borrow it, you're going to take it from somebody and return it.
Yeah. I think come to think of it is like consider this.
Okay,
like,
could be similar to that.
Do you want to consider to get my sleeping bag?
Okay, could be. Any other ideas?
Maybe just to remember suddenly.
Right. So it means I just remembered, or I just suddenly remembered something. Okay, so it says, hey, come to think of it, meaning, hey, I just remembered. I do have a sleeping bag.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is very
remember
common.
that I have a sleeping bag.
Right, so maybe they asked you before, and they asked if you had a sleeping bag, and you told them you didn't have one. But now it says, now you'd say, come to think of it, I do have one. I just remembered.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, very good. Any questions about this one? Again, this one is very common. You'll hear it all the time. Okay, come to think of it. Next, we have this one, to cover a lot of ground. To cover a lot of ground. This one can be used both literally or figuratively. In this case, it's literally, or it's figuratively. Alejandro, would you read us this one?
Yes, of course. To cover a lot of ground. We've covered a lot of ground in my English class in the past 2 months. Well, I think it's I think clear is to cover a lot of material, a lot of subjects.
Right. So we've covered a lot of ground, in this case meaning a lot of material, a lot of subjects or information. Okay, perfect. So this one is used figuratively. To cover a lot of ground literally means maybe if you're traveling somewhere, you've gone a long way. Okay, so you've covered a lot of ground. Maybe if you're walking and you've gone several miles, you've covered a lot of ground. So that's the literal meaning, but you can use it figuratively, like in this case, you've gone a long way in your class. you've covered a lot of material.
Okay, I think it would depends of your goal. If your goal is to cover 20 chapters, for example, and you cover 18, you covered a lot of ground of your goal, of your target, of your target.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So it can be any sort of thing that you're progressing in to cover a lot of ground. It could be material. It could be maybe in your job. You've gotten far on your project. Okay, so either way.
Okay, perfect.
Other questions? Okay, excellent. Let's go to the next one. And this is our last one before we review. So this one is to crash. And it's different from the typical meaning of crash, like crash a car. But we have to crash. And Hamza, could you read this one for us?
Okay. Oops, it's invisible now. Okay.
Oh, let's see if it comes back. Can you see it now?
Okay, now it's okay. To crash. I'm exhausted from work. Do you mind if I crash at your apartment for the night? And it's, I think, come your apartment.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it could be to come. So they want to come to the apartment, but it's something more specific. What are they going to do at the apartment? Think about them being very exhausted. They're very tired. Do you mind if I crash at your apartment? Any idea?
Express more or less, I suppose, express more or less the idea to spend the night or to sleep in this house.
Rest, maybe.
Right. To crash specifically means to sleep, to spend the night or to sleep. Okay? So, do you mind if I crash or do you mind if I sleep at your apartment for the night? Okay, perfect. So it can usually means when you go to sleep when you're very tired. So even if you're not going to somebody else's house, you could say, I crashed the second I got home, or I fell asleep the second I got home because I was so tired.
But only at night, or can be, or can mean, for example, to take a nap.
It could be to take a nap, but again, it usually means when you're very tired, you really need sleep, and finally you crash.
Okay.
Okay, so it sometimes maybe if you're very tired in the middle of the day, you can crash, but typically you're really exhausted at night, so that's why we use it more for night.
Yeah.
Okay, good question. Any other questions? Okay, excellent. So that was the last one, so now we're going to review. I want to say that I looked up where the phrase basket case comes from, and it seems to be a pretty horrifying origin. So let me see. Let me show you. Okay, let me post it in the chat. It says, by basket case, it means a soldier who has lost both arms and legs and therefore must be carried in a basket. Okay, so somebody who's lost all their limbs, so they have to carry them in a basket because they have no arms or legs.
Well, that's sad story.
Yes, it's very sad. And there's a little bit more. It says it comes from the U.S. military following World War I, and the Surgeon General would call people basket cases who could not handle the stress of war. So these people who had lost both their arms and legs, so they couldn't handle the war.
But even with this explanation, I can't figure out what is the how that match with the meaning with I get nervous. Or or expecting for something. I don't know.
Right. I think what it means is that they can't handle the situation. They can't handle the situation. Okay. So in this case, they
That
would be
makes sense.
right. They would be like those people at war who couldn't handle that situation. Okay. So it's a very graphic origin, but maybe it'll help you to understand or to remember a little bit better. So
For sure.
You might not forget that term, basket case.
It's like nailed to our mind now.
Right. Okay, very good. So hopefully it helps. I'm sorry if it was a little too graphic, but I thought it was interesting. Okay, so excellent.
Don't worry for that.
Let's go all the way up to the top. We've just got about 15 more minutes, so we'll practice using these in sentences. Okay, let's start with all walks of life. If you don't remember one that we went over before, be sure to ask. I'm sure your classmates can help you as well. So starting with this one, all walks of life, we're going to go to, let me see, we'll start with Alessandro. Would you ask somebody in the class a question using this idiom? So ask them a question and they can answer it for you.
I have to make a question with
Right,
with this expression, no?
Exactly.
To Lorenzo, for example.
Okay.
Lorenzo, what's your walk of life? What did you do in what did you do in your life?
Generally, or like,
what's your origin?
As a human being?
As an Italian guy, do you live always in Italy, or
Yeah, I haven't spent time studying or working abroad, so I'm thinking now to leave and move to Berlin. So it's like my first experience in that field.
Okay, excellent. So you can
I'm
ask
100% Italian.
Very good. And are you close to Lorenzo, where you live, Alessandro?
No, I live in the center of Italy, but in the east, so I'm near Ancona. I stay near Ancona.
Cool.
Okay, very good.
We're not very close.
No, 3 hours by car.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we've got this one, all walks of life, meaning all life situations. Can be different backgrounds, different social classes, things like that. Okay, perfect. Let's go next to Alejandro. We have this one, to be at each other's throats. Could you ask somebody a question?
Okay, that question goes for Elena. The question is, do you usually or do you usually are at each other's throats with other people? I don't know if the question is good or...
Are you there, Elena? Maybe she's not there. You might need to unmute your microphone, Elena. The question, let me correct your question, Alejandro.
Yes, I think you should.
Yes, so it should be, are you usually at other people's throats?
Are you usually at other people's throat? Okay.
Right. So it's changing the words a little bit because you're talking about other people. So are you usually at other people's throats? And I'll type that in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm not sure if Elena is there. Would you like to ask the question to somebody else?
To Hamza, for example. Hamza, are you there?
Hamza, okay.
Hamza, okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Same question or?
Yes, same question. I usually at each other.
Yeah, it depends. It depends the situation. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe not all the time, but sometimes.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So to be at each other's throat or to be at someone's throat is to argue.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Next we have all in a day's work. And maybe Elena's still not there. We'll go to Hamza. Could you give us, or could you ask somebody a question with this one, all in a day's work?
Okay, maybe Servets.
Yes.
Servet is studying is all in a day's work for you. Studying.
Yes, of course. Studying is all in a day's work for me.
Okay.
Okay, excellent, excellent. All in a day's work, something that's very common or normal, everyday occurrence. Okay, perfect. And of course, if you have any questions, just let me know. Next, we have to get on the bandwagon. Juan, could you ask somebody a question here?
I don't know. I suppose, for example, Adela, for example. The question is, I don't know, sorry. Did you get on the bandwagon about new technologies, for example?
Yes, I like it, and I get on the bandwagon a few years ago.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
Okay, thanks.
Excellent. Okay, to get on the bandwagon, and that was a good use of it. Did you get on the bandwagon with the new technology? Okay, perfect. Next we have a basket case, our favorite one, right? Lorenzo, would you like to ask this one?
Okay. Okay, I would like to ask to, I don't know, the first time I use Google Hangouts, so I can't see really all the names. I can get all the names of the now being present on the chat. But Alejandro, can you remember a moment where you have felt like a basket case?
Okay. Yes, I remember the last time I was like a basket case. It was the birth of my last doctor.
Very good, very good. So you're a basket case
Yes.
during the birth of your daughter. Is it your daughter in the picture?
Yes.
Very good, very good. Beautiful. Okay, excellent. And we know we won't forget that one because of the graphic description. Okay, let's go next to beg to differ. Servet, could you ask a question with this one?
Yes, maybe Val, the last person. Well, if I tell you if I tell you Inception is the best movie, would you beg to differ, or would you agree with me?
Well, I didn't hear you well. Could you repeat, please?
Inception is a movie. If I tell you Inception is the best movie, it's made in maybe 3 years.
Okay. Well, I think that I want beg to differ because I really liked that movie.
No.
Okay, excellent, excellent. To beg to differ, meaning to disagree. Perfect. Okay, next we have to break even. Adela, could you ask a question with this one?
Are you have benefits in your I don't know sorry bolsa in your investment, I think, or you break even.
Okay, and who are you asking?
Alejandro.
Okay, Alejandro, you're popular today. So
Sorry.
okay, so did you understand the question?
Yes, I think so. I think so. I broke. If I understand well, the not the question, if not the idiom that is not gain, not lose. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So I can say I ended up breaking even. It like the sentence.
You can say that, or you can say like you were going to say, I broke even.
I broke even. Okay.
Either one.
Okay. Okay. That's the answer. Oh, I broke even with my investment.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Next we have to break it to someone, Alessandro, could you ask somebody?
When I am too old, I'm going to ask you, when was the last time that you break it to someone cheating or a cheating? Yes. When was the last time that you break it to someone a cheating?
Well, I don't remember that I have broken it to someone about cheating, but for something else, my friends, in case of my friends, I have broken it to him when he lost his job. So I told him before he knew from his boss.
Okay, very good, very good. So you'd say, when was the last time you broke it to someone?
Broke it, sorry.
Right,
Broke
no
it.
problem. So remember, when we use it in past tense, we use broke. Okay, excellent. And let's see, next we have to cash in on something. Alejandro?
Okay, the question goes for Lorenzo, and it's do you cash in on something in your life?
I would say no, definitely. I don't have the kind of power and popularity, so no.
Okay, very good. So you don't have anything.
I wish I had, but
maybe, Lorenzo, you can cash in on some skills. Maybe you have some skills that you cash in on. Not popularity, but skills.
maybe artistic, but they're not profitable, so I can't say.
Okay. Well, you need to find a way to cash in on your artistic skills.
Yeah, I'm trying. I graduated last year in graphic design from the University of Florence, so I hope so. But I'm moving to Berlin, so the situation is not very happy for me now.
I see. Well, at least you'll do something you enjoy,
We're getting very
right?
personal now.
Yes, that's okay. That's okay.
I'm
good luck
emotional.
to you. Good luck to you, Lorenzo, with your job. Okay, well, we're out of time. I'm going to post again the link in the chat just in case you want to go over those words and practice, because we have a couple that we didn't review. But I hope everything was very clear and that you understood the meaning of everything. So thank you all for coming to class and participating. I hope to see you in the future, and take care, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.